A lot of people say they struggle with boundaries, but what they usually mean is that they feel guilty when they try to set them. Guilty for saying no, guilty for disappointing someone, guilty for not explaining themselves well enough. And that guilt often shows up even when the boundary is reasonable. If you've ever walked away from a conversation thinking, I shouldn't have had to explain myself that much, or why do I feel bad for protecting my time or energy? You're not alone. That reaction is more common than people admit. One reason boundaries feel so hard is because many of us learned early on that being agreeable kept things calm, explaining softened tension, giving a little more bought peace. Over time, that can turn into a habit of managing other people's reactions instead of paying attention to your own limits. The problem is that boundaries don't work when they're treated like negotiations. A boundary isn't an argument, it isn't a justification, and it isn't something you owe an explanation for every time. It's simply information about what you're willing to participate in. When boundaries fail, it's often not because they were unclear, it's because they were followed by too much explanation. The moment you start defending your boundary, it becomes something the other person feels entitled to push back on. That's where a lot of people get stuck. They say yes when they mean no. They soften the message until it loses its shape. They explain, clarify, rephrase, and still feel misunderstood. A more grounded approach is to treat boundaries as statements, not conversations. For example, I'm not available for that, or I'm not comfortable continuing this discussion, doesn't need a backstory. The clarity is the boundary. If this is the kind of skill you're actively trying to build, staying clear without feeling guilty, make sure you're subscribed. This channel is focused on helping you have these conversations without losing yourself in them. If someone responds with pressure, disappointment, or confusion, that doesn't mean you did something wrong. It means the boundary changed the dynamic. And any change can feel uncomfortable at first. This is where guilt often shows up. Guilt doesn't always mean you crossed the line. Sometimes it means you stopped doing something that benefited someone else at your expense. Learning to sit with that discomfort without rushing to fix it is part of building self-trust. Another important shift is recognizing that not everyone needs access to the same version of you. Boundaries aren't walls, they're filters. They help you decide where your energy goes and where it doesn't. Over time, clear boundaries tend to do one of two things. They either strengthen relationships that are built on mutual respect, or they expose relationships that relied on you over-functioning. Both outcomes are information. If you've noticed that some people push back harder the moment you set a limit, that reaction usually isn't random. There's often a pattern behind it, and understanding that pattern can make boundaries feel far less personal and far more manageable. If you want a clearer sense of why certain people resist limits and how those dynamics can quietly wear down your confidence, you'll find that explained in the video linked on your screen. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.